Ooh. Hello, hello. Wow. These, that, uh, mayonnaise. Excuse me. Oof. Hey, Sarah. Let me just scoot in a little close. All right, we are back to the super brightly lit kitchen. I know it's like not ideal. I gotta put my hair in a sanitary cooking position so you guys don't get super grossed out. Hey, Yona, what is up? I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have 4 weeks left of school. How crazy is that, huh? Good morning, Diman. Sarah, Yana, Diman. You guys are all in the philosophy section. I was going to post additional readings this weekend so we can start this week to restart and stuff. But I would only do so if you guys are down. So the question remains. Are you okay? Sarah's down. Cool. All it takes is one. All right, I'll do it. We will continue. Hey, Fardine. Demon is also down. Double D, baby. Demon down. Yona's down. YLD, dude. Yona lit one down. Love it. I'm trying to think of something I have to take care of. Oh, that's my alarm. Gotta turn that off. Cool. All right. Well, welcome to office open office hours, everyone. It's pretty empty, but I mean, I feel like we're only 4 minutes in. Hopefully, we'll have some more people join in. What do you guys want to talk about? We could talk about anything. I today want to cook my favorite sandwich with you guys. Okay, so I got this nice piece of bread, bought at a bakery yesterday. Smells good. And we're going to learn a lot of things to do today with like what to do with old bread. It's one of my favorite sandwiches to make. And it doesn't require a lot of things. And you can always kind of like improvise if you're missing some stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the news this week across the country. I don't know if you're doing anything in your social studies classes in response to that, or your literature, your language arts classes, your English classes in response to everything that's going on. But if you're confused about anything that's going on, if you're confused about why people are upset, if you kind of just feel like you don't know what to do, like where you fit in this whole narrative and this whole conversation about what's going on, we can talk about that if you'd like. Cool. What are you talking about in Dr. Davis's class, Sarah? Hey, Justin. All right, so Sarah says, well, I think we were going to talk more about recent events today, but on Wednesday we were talking about the Amy Cooper situation. Oh, geez, Amy Cooper. Amy Cooper. What a model, what an upstanding citizen. Okay, let me just put that out there. All right, so let's start. Okay, so I have 2 eggs. I have cold water, right? And I'm gonna put the eggs in such that the layer of water is still above the eggs, so the eggs aren't peeking out. And I'm gonna blast this on high heat and let it roll. Okay, this is how I boil my eggs. It doesn't make it taste better, or it's not like a more effective way of cooking, but it does save energy. And I will kind of, once the eggs are done, I'll kind of explain how that works and like the physics and the thermodynamics behind like why my method of boiling eggs is more energy efficient than other methods. What specific points did you guys cover about the Amy Cooper situation? I think what I find more personally intriguing is whether or not she should be arrested. Like you can like argue, for days about whether she #deserved to be fired, and like ultimately, like that's not up to us, right? That's just up to her employer, and your employer, whoever they are, can fire you for any reason that they want, and if they feel that the way you behaved yourself was just so embarrassing to the company and whatever, sure, whatever. I don't really have a problem with her getting fired. I'm neither like pro. Yeah, well, that's because he's a good guy, right? I personally believe she doesn't deserve. I mean, I don't care either way because I feel like the way she behaved, she deserves some kind of like repercussion. Clearly, and if you're still confused about that, like why what she did was like so wrong, gladly explain it to you. Attune or others, but yeah, I feel like she's rich enough to where like she's gonna be okay. She's either gonna get another job, she has enough saved up, blah blah blah. Right? Like, I don't really care. What I do care though is about her arrest. or lack thereof, I do believe she should be arrested. One, it's not an arrest-worthy crime, I believe, but she like basically swatted someone, right? She's like called the police on an issue where they clearly weren't needed, and she lied to the police. As problematic as the policing institution in the United States is, right? So, um, right then and there, right, she should have at least been issued a ticket, some kind of penalty. Uh, yeah, because she's like abusing the police and she's misusing the police in the 911 hotline. Secondly, and I guess this is the really big thing up for debate, and this is why I personally think what she did was so messed up. Um, Her tone of voice and her language seem to imply that she is fully aware that black people in particular are treated differently by police, and that's like a euphemism. Like even before she called the police, she told Christian Cooper that I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna tell them an African American man is threatening me and my dog. Um, like on its own, like those words aren't so bad, right? But like from the tone of her voice, you can kind of tell like she is the one threatening Mr. Cooper, right? And like, what are the implications of that? Like, she could have just said, "I'm gonna call the police and say someone is threatening me and my dog." Why did she have to say, "I'm gonna call the police and tell them an African American man is threatening me and my dog"? Right? She seems to be weaponizing the fact and the knowledge that police treat black men and brown men differently and more harshly than other people. Which is like really messed up, right? It's like she wanted to use the police to hurt him. That, I think, is enough grounds to sue her or arrest her if I were Christian Cooper for assault, right? That's just my take on it. Anyways, while the eggs are going on, let's talk about more fun things. I'm gonna brew some tea. Yeah. There is no good morning without good tea. Okay? It's the number one rule. Even on a hot summer day like today, tea is essential. I myself am gonna start cold brewing. Okay? Hey Smaya. So the first thing we're gonna do is I have a shallot. Unfortunately, this is one of the mandatory ingredients. If you don't have a shallot, I've tried this dish with onions. It works, but it's really not as good. All right, you really want the milder flavor of the shallot. And you know, the one thing I've never gotten over with shallots is just how difficult they are to peel. Still, after years of cooking with them, I really do prefer peeling an onion. It's much easier. Okay, so I have a shallot, and I'm gonna chop around half of it. Right, so boom, I'm gonna save that for later. Here, instead of dicing them, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna cut diagonally on the bias, okay? And I wish you could see. I'm gonna try and bring you close so you can kind of see, okay? All right. So here I have my onion or my shallot. This is the bias, right? This is the grain, and this is the grain. And I'm gonna cut diagonally against the grain on the bias like this, right? So I'm gonna cut really thin strips like that, right? So I don't want the tip gross. Okay, so here we go. Like as thin as you can go. I'm going so thin that on some of my slices I'm cutting through air because I'm trying to get that close to the edge. And that's what you should be aiming for, right? All right, cool. So I have my slices. I'm gonna break them up, put them in this bowl. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Can I get some yum, yum, yums in the chat? Yummy. Okay. So I have this. And it smells great. I get that onion smell. And in here, I'm going to put, a healthy pinch of sugar. Cool. Shallots. Shallots do have a natural bit of sweetness. Okay. We're just going to augment that. My tea is ready. So I'm going to put it in here. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. I have some salt. I'm going to lightly salt that too. A little bit of black pepper. And some either white wine vinegar. I have rosé vinegar. Same thing, basically. Just a different subtleties and taste profile. And yeah, you can add a little bit of water to this. I'm going to take a step further, add a little bit of green tea. Wow. Okay, who knows what the flavor of that's going to be like. And we're going to let this sit, 30 minutes, whatever, right? So I should have done that first. And here we go. It's boiling. As soon as it starts boiling, as soon as it starts bubbling, close it, stop it, and start a timer. Okay? And I, through a lot of experimentation, have got it down to the point where, yum. Oh, those are some good shallots. Oh my God. Oh. Shallots are so mild tasting that you can eat them raw, unlike onions. Now, if you're crazy, you can eat onions raw. And I know some people that do. And yeah, I don't know. Go for it. Anyways, let me explain my method of cooking eggs. Boiling eggs. Okay, so what you really want, right, is put the eggs in cold water, bring it up to a boil. As soon as it bubbles, I turn off the heat, and I set a timer. For my perfect doneness, it's like 4:45, right? 4 minutes 45 seconds. Depending on the size of your pot, how much water you have, the strength of your stove, this time is going to be different for everybody. All right, so don't come to me later and be like, Mr. So, I followed your instructions and my eggs turned out overcooked and with that gray shell around the yolk. Meh. It's your fault, okay? Because I warned you, don't use my exact time. You can use that as a starting point, but it is going to require some tinkering, right, based on everyone's stove and pots and blah, blah, blah. Why do I do it this way? Other recipes, other instructions say bring it to a boil, put the eggs in. And then that requires more time. What I'm saying here is like this is the minimum amount of energy because it takes when the stove is on, I want to be able to cook the egg while the stove is on. While I'm burning gas, I want to be able to use that energy, right? So all of the thermal energy that is going into heating the pot is going to be used to cook my eggs, right? So the total time that I actually have the stovetop on for is minimized with this cooking method. And that's why I use it, right? It's for the environment. Yeah. The other ingredient that we have to prepare here is a homemade garlic aioli. All right, so in here I have, cool, like a dish. I'm gonna put some mayonnaise in here. Raise your hand if you don't like mayonnaise. Tell me in the chat. Because I have a surprise for you if you don't like mayonnaise. Don't be shy. I have a couple coworkers that don't like mayonnaise. Mr. Morel doesn't like mayonnaise. Mr. Alani doesn't like mayonnaise. And you know what I say to them? They are weird, right? They are lame. So Sarah, Yona, you guys are lame. You guys are so lame. Everyone make fun of Sarah and Yona. Make fun of them so hard. Just kidding. Here's what I say to you, Sarah Yona. Anytime, and I think I've said this before in class too, right? Anytime I hear someone say, I don't like X, I'm so sorry, Yana. That was rude. I know. I'm sorry. So please come back. Come back, please. I've had a rough morning. I'm sorry. And I know that's not the best excuse still. Anyways, so whenever I hear someone say, I don't like X, right? Or like, I don't like clams. I don't like mussels. I don't like wah. I just say, you haven't had good X, right? You haven't had good mayonnaise. You haven't had good clams. You haven't had them prepared the right way. So hopefully, this method of preparation is kind of bring a pep in your step. You need smoked paprika for this, okay? I'm sorry, that's the one ingredient here that can't be substituted, right? A healthy pinch of it. So when I mix this becomes pink. Am I doing it for color? No, you actually really need the flavor, right? Then next you are going to, oh my goodness, that's 5:30, yikes. All right, so after 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm gonna now pour out this boiling water and bombard my eggs with cold, ice cold water, all right? So you want to stop the cooking process immediately. Some people have like a bowl of ice water already ready and stuff, like pre-prepared. And yeah, if you want to do that, go ahead. And you just dunk the eggs in that bath of ice water and stuff. But the water that comes out of my tap is cold enough to where I feel it's fine. Okay. Yeah, you want to chill those eggs for around 10 minutes. Okay. You want them to get completely chilled, and if you do it right, so if you do the chilling right, because we're all about chilling today. We're all about chilling every day. It'll make the eggs much easier to peel, right? All right, so I'm peeling a single clove of garlic, right? And that's like my serving recommendation, okay? It's 1 clove per person, right? And I have this grater. This is man's best friend, okay? Chef's best friend. And I use it to grate a lot of things. I use it to grate garlic. I use it to zest lemons and citrus fruits. I use it to grate Parmesan cheese. When you grate Parmesan cheese with this, it's so much. It's completely different than when you buy like pre-grated Parmesan cheese from the store, which looks like powdery. When you grate it like this, it really looks like snow. It really looks like you're in the wood shop and you get all these like this sawdust flakes and stuff. Like it's really flaky, delicate curls of Parmesan, and it's beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna grate this garlic, this whole clove. I also use this to grate ginger when it calls for it. Yikes. Okay, I'm sleepy. Sorry. Almost there, halfway done. Wow, and if I look down there, there's no garlic. What the hell? Oh yeah, it's all in here. So I just got to give it a good whack. Yeah, and it all fell through. Awesome. I'm going to put a little bit more vinegar here. Just a teens. Cool. Another splash of black pepper. And you mix it up. And it should be pink orange. And it should taste like garlic. Amazing. All right. And it's so smoky in flavor. It's just delicious. All right. Next, I'm gonna chop my bread. Okay. So I'm just gonna put it here. Gonna stab it here. And boom, baby. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And here. Over there. Just keep it nice and safe. Look at that bread. Yum. Okay. So I'm gonna lightly toast this on a pan. This pan has butter on it, pretty sure. Hold on. Yeah, that's butter. I'm doing this because the bread's like a day old, and it's good to heat up older bread. Okay. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Meg. So sorry you're late. Hey, it ain't nothing. We all got our own schedules and stuff. I understand. But anyway, so you should know that this recipe, you can sub out a lot of things, right? So right here I have my shallots that are pickling. Here I have garlic aioli with smoked paprika. This is the one thing that you can't sub out, right? So, and the eggs and the onions. All right, so you can't sub out anything. Sorry. More shallot bits on my cutting board. Yum. Yum. I'm very excited to share this recipe with you guys because it is really good. It's my favorite sandwich. I can tell those eggs aren't ready. So we're just going to chill a little bit. I'm going to constantly check my bread to see if it's reaching a level of toast that I am satisfied with. Hint, right now, it is not. Okay? In the meantime, I can just pour my tea and just chill, Because that's what we're all about today. Oh, okay. I have some Kalamata olives. These are my favorite olives. Yum, yum, yum. Everyone say yum. Right there, pitted. And these are the best olives you can ever eat. Let me tell you a really funny story about Kalamata olives. Okay. So, my friend, are you guys ready for a story about olives? Tell me in the chat. Because if you guys don't want to hear it, I can talk about something else. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sarah. You have now redeemed yourself with the whole mayonnaise fiasco of 2020. All right. Which was a huge controversy in Mr. So's AP Physics 1 class. Completely changed the dynamic of the classroom. Things got really awkward, really heated. But yeah, through story time, they prevailed and got a sense of community back. Anyways, so my friend, this isn't my story, this is my friend's story. And I'm debating on narrating it in the first person just to like make it better, but I won't. So my friend's father is a professor. He is a professor of classics, which is like the study of like ancient Greek and Roman literature and culture and history, as well as the language, which I guess falls into culture. And he had some guests over from dinner, some fellow academics from France. And they were eating just like aperitifs and stuff. So olives were on the table, like pita were on the table, some cheeses, of course, and honey. And the dog, the family dog, like walked up and one of the professors asked the dad, like, "Hey, can I feed your dog?" And he looks so hungry, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Right? So he tries to offer the dog a piece of cheese, which I think, as most of us would know, who've ever had a dog, like the dog should readily lap that up, right? Oh hell yeah, cheese, yeah, right. The dog just didn't do anything, didn't even budge, and just kept like sitting at the edge of the table, looking forlornly and longingly at the food. And there was charcuterie too. There was even meat. Dog wouldn't have any of it. And finally, like the professor, like picked up an olive, and dog like yipped, like right, and then like ate the olive in all of its excitement. Right? And then the professor started remarking to the dad, right, like, honestly, I have never seen that. I've never seen that before. It makes no sense. Um, but then he started thinking and is like, wait, are those Kalamata olives? To which the dad responded, yes. And then the French guy says, oh, it makes perfect sense. Which is all end of story, right? All of this just goes to show you that Kalamata olives, different breed, just rock your world kind of olives, blows Castelnuovo olives out of the water, blows whatever Cambrian Spanish olives out of the water. Yuck, all of those. Can I get some yucks in the chat for all of those olives? Yuck, yuck, yuck. Kalamata olives are the king of olives, or the queen of olives. Okay, they're the best. And that's my story. Are those Kalamata olives? Ah, yes. Perfect sense. Anyways, these are pitted, and I'm going to slice them really thinly so they make little cute O shapes, okay, like little donuts. We call these Kalamata donuts, okay? All goes to show you that dog had taste. Yeah. See, Enza knows. Enza knows, right? This is a well-documented phenomenon that Kalamata olives themselves, there's something about them. They're just super special. All right, they're salty, they're briny, they're funky. Whole 9 yards. All right. Normally, I would wait a little longer to peel my eggs with it, but I know you guys must be getting impatient, so here we go. Here's my method to peeling a chilled boiled egg. Right, I'm gonna tap it once on its. I'm gonna tap it once. Yikes! I'm gonna tap it once on its head. I'm gonna tap it once on its butt. I'm gonna tap it once on its stomach, and then roll it here, so that it's cracked all around through that rolling process, and it's cracked once here and once here, right? And then with that, I'm going to start looking for any weak point where I can kind of take some shell off. And as you know, the egg has two layers of the shell, right? There's like the shell, and there's like this really weird film underneath the shell. What you're aiming to do is getting that film. You want to get under that film, and that film is what's going to peel the actual hard shell away for you, okay? And look at that. This is a perfect, oh my God. What? Are you a professional egg peel? Oh, I wouldn't go that far, boys, but you know. So again, I'm gonna tap it once here, roll it like this, right? And then I'm gonna start looking, right? You can kind of tell like where, if there's like a really deep crater where you crack the egg, that's somewhere where you could probably attack and make your first move, okay? I'm just peeling, peel carefully, right? Peel carefully. You do not want to peel and take away some of the white off, right? That's not cool, right? And here's what I'm talking about, right? Like the film peels for you if you do this correctly, all right? Okay. Some of you are yawning. You're like, oh, I know this, Mr. So. I've peeled eggs before, Mr. So. I know, and for those of you, I'm asking you to be patient because some of your classmates haven't. Okay. And there we go. This one, not as good. I took some chunks out of there. They're in here, right? And I would attribute that to I just didn't wait long enough to cool the eggs, right? Because we are on a time constraint on this cooking show, right? So if you guys are watching from Bon Appetit, you know, I know it's not perfect, but I'm aware of the flaw, okay? Next, you're gonna cut away the white, right? You're gonna cut into slices this egg. Oh my God, look at that yolk color. Holy cannoli. Slightly undercooked. Oh my, yes, okay? And I'm gonna cut this into slices such that every slice has some yolk, all right? That's our goal. That's why I kind of cut away that white part, right? Like this. Yeah, so this part of my knife has no yolk. Into my mouth it goes. Okay? So I'm gonna keep going. That slice had yolk. I'm gonna keep it. Okay? And this too. Oh my God! Look at that yolk color. Yum. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a plate. Not that one. This one. So I have this plate here, and we are now gonna construct our sandwich. Yum. Okay, not yet actually, because I like to cut the sandwich in half. All right. So I have my bread. It's lightly toasted. The toasting is not the goal, right? When I toast it, that sounds stupid, I know, but it makes sense. The real goal is to heating the bread is not to get a char or a toast. The goal is to heat it up. That heats some of the water inside, and it makes the bread soft again and like fluffy, like as if it was straight out the oven. All right, you get that straight out the oven kind of taste. All right. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna get my garlic aioli and spread it on both sides, the top piece and the bottom piece. All right, so it doesn't matter which one you treat as the top. Right? Yum. Okay. Oh God, I can smell the garlic. Jeez. Oh my wow. Oh my wow. Okay. And then what goes on the bottom layer? I forget. It's totally the eggs, right? So I'm gonna go. Which is the egg? So I'm gonna put my eggs here. Yum yum yum. Yum yum yum. I'm gonna eat this anyway. Yum. Yum. Cool. Then I'm gonna get my my pickled shallots. I'm gonna put them all over the eggs. Already, you can see this beautiful interplay of color. Right? Look at this color, right? The golden yolks interplaying with the the subtle, cute pink purple hues of the shallots. Yum, right? And then I'm gonna get my taramata lids, right? Because I am a dog today. Yum, woof. Get some woofs in the chat. Yum, yum. Okay, right? Fully accented with black olives. Right, cool. Then I'm gonna close the sandwich. I'm not a barbarian. I don't need open face sandwiches. I press it. And the bread is still warm. This is great. Yeah, thank you, Atune. Woof, woof, woof. Okay. Alex -1. And I'm going to cut it in half. If you want to be fancy, you can diagonally cut it. You can cut it perpendicular. I don't know. I'm going to be fancy. I'm going to cut diagonal here. Cool. And there you have it. This is it's a sandwich. It's my favorite sandwich. Doesn't really have a name. Some people, what can you add to this to make it, to augment it? I actually stole this sandwich from Molly Baz on Bon Appetit. I've changed the recipe a little bit, but essentially it's like the same one she did a long time ago. She adds tuna. She adds canned tuna to it, like a high quality olive oil infused tuna. If you want to do that, that's totally cool. But if you do, make sure you add lemon juice to the tuna. The acid from the pickled shallots and the brininess from the olives is not enough to cut through the olive oil heavy tuna flavor. So you're gonna need an additional acid that's a lot fresher and like with more zip. So I would use freshly squeezed lemon on there. If you want to add tuna, get some more protein in the sandwich. But if you do that, and if you don't have a lemon, but you have canned tuna, then use the like a bottle of lime juice, right? Something like that, right? What do you do with the pickling vinegar the shallots are in? Great question. Holy moly. That, I can't believe you asked that, Yona. +1. Yona and Yona. Yona really thinks like a chef, right? Well, no waste. How do I use everything that I've cooked with? Blah, 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 blah. Go easy on the salt. I just tasted this. I realized in my excitement, I pinched a little bit too much salt here. So you can use this to pickle more things, but I love using it as a vinaigrette. Right? It's already a vinegar. It's mostly vinegar, but I added sugar and salt and like some onion flavor leaked into it. It's delicious. This is delicious as a salad dressing. Right? It's incredible. That's how I use it. Anyway, I'm going to take one bite. Thank you, Yona. Okay, so here we go. Which bite looks better? This one, I think. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting emotional. Oh, that was good. That's so good. I hope you make this sometime. You just need, yeah. The hardest thing to get is the smoked paprika. Try it out. And the grater. If you don't have a garlic grate, if you don't have a grater, gotta get one. They're like $10. Change your life. Change like your cooking life. Yeah, this is one thing you can't like finely mince the garlic. Like the garlic really needs to just be like mooshed and like totally emulsified in the aioli. Alternate ways of doing that without a grater, I would say, is a mortar and pestle. If you have a mortar and pestle, you can like mash the garlic and like really grind it to a pulp. What you really want is like garlic pulp, right? That's the main idea. Those are the two most important parts of this sandwich. It's basically, this sandwich is a vehicle through which to deliver the aioli, right? I've put this aioli on everything. I've put it on burgers. I've put it on, what else have I put it on? I put it on egg arugula sandwiches. So it's basically just have ciabatta, aioli, egg, like scrambled eggs, and like arugula, and boom, easy breakfast sandwich. Yum. I've put it on one time just as an experiment. I had it with rice. I just like put a little bit of it on the rice and I just ate it, and it was super good. Yeah, this aioli is amazing, but the components are twofold, right? You really need the smoked paprika. You really need garlic moosh, right? Like it's not minced, it's mooshed. Okay. All right. If you guys don't have any more questions or whatever, I'm just gonna eat this and end the stream because this is not a mukbang. Even though who knows, maybe if I did that, I would reach 200 subs. Hashtag road to 200. Hashtag persevere. Never give up. Chase your dreams. Okay. And that goes for you guys too. Chase your dreams. Have a great day and have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. That goes to my philosophy students as well. All right, we're gonna start again. All right, we're gonna kick things back into high gear. We got 4 weeks to finish that course, and yeah, get pumped. Okay. Bye.